Hello and welcome to this fireside session on empowering the participation of women in key economic pillars to catalyze an inclusive growth for India. I'm Miloni Bhatt and I'm very happy to welcome my guest today, Upasana Kamineni Konidela. She's the founder of URLife and Vice Chairperson CSR Apollo Hospitals. Upasana, wonderful to have you here with us today.
Thank you so much. And it's an honor to be here, and I hope to share my thoughts and views about this space that I'm extremely passionate about.
All right. Thank you very much. And, we're very keen to hear from you. So let's start. You wear many hats. You're the CSR head of Apollo. You're an entrepreneur, a health and wellness advocate. You're a digital influencer. You're a wife, and now you're poised to take on yet another important role as a mother. What's the trick that you have for juggling all of these roles and yet being your authentic self and carving out a distinct identity?
I have truly realized the importance of discipline, clarity of thought, and to know what your goal is and then prioritize. So I think that is the key to my success, and it's helped me throughout. It's a work in progress because it'll go on throughout life. You can't just expect to sow a seed and expect a plant the next day. So it's a work in progress and it'll take time, and the plant will keep growing. And that's how I feel my personality, my discipline, the way I manage things around will keep growing. But I do know that this is my strength and I know I can build on it.
All right. You launched Rajwa, a green skilling initiative from the Apollo Foundation. Can you tell us a little bit about, this initiative? What's the sort of impact that you're hoping to create, especially with various tribal communities?
So what we realized through research is that people weren't as bothered about their health than, receiving that cash in hand. That cash in hand gave them power. It gave the women a sense of entitlement. It gave them a sense of power. And we saw that the minute they had cash in their hand, they started feeling much stronger, and they started taking their health into their own hands. Their health, their children's health, their family's health. They started eating much more nutritious food. They started concentrating on healthcare. Then we realized that financial stability, knowledge, and education go hand in hand. And once they started coming to work and understanding that they really liked their job so much, then their health started improving for their families. And I have tons of data to prove it. So we started a green skilling initiative because of the areas that we work in, which is in the forest reserves of Amrabad, which is one of India's largest tiger reserves. And I'm so proud to say that one of the things that we've achieved with this is to definitely provide the people there with better health, but also the tiger population has risen in this space. So this is something that's really dear to us, and we've seen so much growth in this. Unless we empower people, teach them about financial stability, teach them that it's their responsibility to take care of the planet and their community, I don't think that the country will be as healthy as it should be. So therefore, we launched a green skilling initiative that encourages people to use their resources that they have to provide them with that source of income, which in turn provides them the financial stability to lead a good life. And the products that they make, in turn, are wellness products for us. And that could be a candle. So we started with a candle, which was the simplest, coming from beeswax from the Amrabad Forest Reserve. And that candle has a special scent. It taught people that every forest has a separate scent. And now you can bring that scent into your homes, providing that space of wellness and relaxation for you.
Right. And, also through that, you're actually helping tribal communities, and then tribal communities are helping themselves. So really, you are helping a circular economy, really fueling that sort of an economy. You've spoken and championed for conscious buying, the need to redefine luxury products, just so that we have a more sustainable planet for the future. Why is this something that you feel so strongly about, and why would you say it is so relevant to the work that you do?
Why it's so relevant and why it's so important is because this is the basis of good health. We've realized that the minute this is sorted, your health gets benefited. It's one of the best side effects that you can ever have. So, in this circular economy, empowering people, making them feel great about themselves can impact their mental well being. Harvard did a study and said that these people really needed help with their mental health. They needed the environment to improve. So we saw that in Aragonda. We planted more trees. We tied up with the forest department. We did a lot of stuff to improve the actual environment there, which we knew was all a mission to get our core right. And our core is to take care of human health, which was in turn helping the planet and the animals and the surroundings. So it really benefited a lot. And that's why I feel that this is a holistic approach that can be scaled throughout the country.
Right. So it's basically CSR and ESG and all of that coming together. Uh, you know, uh, uh, Share with us, some more thoughts on why is it important for all of us to tie these varied sort of things like CSR, diversity, inclusion, and ESG, and especially when it comes to driving a profitable and sustainable organization.
Well, I think that if you don't tie these together, you are running an irrelevant business in today's world. Especially for the young generation, it's very important to have conscious businesses because conscious businesses are businesses of the future. And if all this is not tied in, you're going to be guilty of doing something not right for the people and planet. Why run a business or start a business like that when you have these options? And I think most of the youth now knows about these things, and they know they're very aware that they need to make this conscious effort for a much healthier future. And it all leads back to your health, whether it's your mental, physical, or your surrounding and your planet's health. So if you don't put all these pieces together, whether it's CSR, whether it's ESG, whether it's green skilling, whether it's putting, so running conscious businesses, recycling, reducing waste, if you don't do this, then don't run a business. Because I think this is what the future is. We are all going green. We want to save our planet. We want a better future. We are more conscious. We are more educated. Science is developing. Run with the trendiest thing to do. So I think that if you want to be relevant, you have to go this path.
Right. You started URLife, which is a holistic wellness platform. What prompted you, to start your own entrepreneurial journey? Any lessons that you feel that, you wish you had known when you started out?
So I shouldn't say this, but I grew up in the hospital atmosphere. So at the age of 5, I would do rounds with my grandfather and go around. So, we're a business family and a family business. So, the thing is that we were in the system and the people around here also have seen me grow up. But there are a few things that I realized that there was this sense of two very important things. So there was a trust deficit between the employer and employee. And being in healthcare and in the service industry, it was very important for us to take care of our patients as well as the people working with us. Because here, people are, our whole business is based on trust. So building the trust deficit between the employer and employee was one of the reasons that we started this business. The second thing is we wanted to create a safe space for people to thrive in because they spend most of their wake hours at work. So we wanted to create an atmosphere that's safe for them to thrive in the workplace. So that's where URLife started, and it is today one of the largest well-being platforms in the country today that covers everything from medical emergency services to well-being services to help you perform better for yourself. Not for, automatically it'll happen for the company if you're feeling good about yourself, but it's mainly for yourself. And we've realized and created that environment. That's one of the ways, one of the learnings from Apollo during COVID was that we were able to have some of these activities which really helped our doctors do their best. I mean, our doctors were wonderful, but they went ahead that extra mile, and our staff played a huge role. And we saw that, if this was replicated in other companies, it would really create a much better environment for people at their workplace. That's what prompted us to enhance URLife and make it a holistic well-being platform where people can engage, talk, and build that trust deficit between the employer and the employee.
All right. What's the offtake of this? In the sense, can you give us some data, men, women? Does it mirror sometimes, for instance, when it comes to workforce participation of women in the country, those numbers are really low. So does that kind of differential mirror in the offtake when it comes to URLife?
You are opening Pandora's box right now because, definitely there's a huge uptake it's a statutory requirement by the government for a lot of sectors, but it is also definitely the workforce has a lot of men. But my next goal is to try and understand this whole bit of maternity leave. I'm pregnant right now, and I feel that I'm being more productive than anyone else. And at any other time in my life, I don't feel anything is different. And I hope I can work till my eighth or ninth month. And I want to understand the maternity space more, and I want to experience it myself before I come up with a way of how we can get more women into the workforce and what problems they have, or why health should be a priority. I'll take 2 minutes and tell you this. I went to my gynecologist the other day, and my mom asked her, saying, Upasana's in her 30s. Have you been seeing a lot of women in their 30s giving birth? She said, yes, of course. The average age has gone up, and people are not having kids in their 20s as much, but there are a huge number of women actually storing their eggs. So I think that, people are prioritizing career, and it's smart to do. So I think people are getting more educated and saving their eggs, postponing their pregnancies at a later stage. So I think that the people are understanding the importance of financial stability before you have a child. And I think more conversations around that will help more women come into the workforce. But we need to be geared for it with creches for babies. I want to be able to leave my kid at work when I'm working, around the workspace, so I can go. So I'm waiting to experience it myself. And then after that, see what we can do in this space.
And will it then be part of URLife? Will it be something else?
Absolutely. So my whole agenda is to make the workplace a much better environment where you can thrive in. So, the thing is that if a mother is constantly thinking about her child, how will she thrive in that environment? So the thing is that we look at different ways to take care of the world around you so you can thrive in your workspace. Right now, we have solutions for your parents, so you don't have to worry about them as much. If there's an emergency, we've integrated with so many systems. The URLife platform has it available that you can actually take care of their health remotely. So these are things, so you don't have to stress about your parents. And I hope more women will come into the workforce when we bring in these solutions. They are actually in the process, and I'm very happy to be, experiencing it myself during this time.
All right, we wish you all the best, and may you keep good health throughout and beyond.
Thank you.
These are my last sets of two questions for you now. Your mother, Shobna Kamineni, Executive Vice Chairman of Apollo Hospitals, she said recently that she gets a lot more questions about RRR and Nattu Nattu than about anything else. Is that the same with you? What's been your experience of witnessing, the kind of reception that RRR and Indian cinema actually through it got?
So I think, more than there are two aspects to this. One, how the world portrays it, and second, it's in my personal relationship. So I think that in my personal relationship, I've taken a conscious call that I'm going to be there for my husband during this time, because this is a very important time in his life. And I think that when I'm in that time in my life, he's definitely going to be there for me. So that is one side of it. And yes, of course, outside, I feel part of the team. I was in Ukraine when they were shooting the song. So, I really have grown with the team. It's like one big family, and Rajmouli Garu and his family are so warm that, you just are part of the family. So I'm actually heading off to the Oscars very soon, and to be with them there. And I hope everything works out well. But I know that America gives you so much love, and I hope we can definitely make it. And Nattu Nattu has become a huge part of our lives. My baby's an RRR baby, so I'm very thrilled.
All right, all the very best. Again, we wish you all the success. All our good wishes go with you. And this is now my last question to you. This is the ET Prime Women Leadership Awards Initiative, and here we recognize and celebrate women leaders, women change makers. Uh, but when we speak to women, they also speak about so many challenges that they have to overcome. To be able to break the glass ceiling, to be able to make a space for themselves and for womankind. As a woman leader of one of India's biggest healthcare organizations, finally, what are some of the challenges that you faced? Some of the lessons that you learned, which you would like to convey to girls and young women of today, so they can, go ahead on their journey, with strength.
So my thing is financial stability. Whether you're in the workforce or no, I think every woman should have control of her own bank account or of her own finances. And I think that, being a woman, it took me also time, but, now finally I have control over my own net worth, my own work, my own finances. So I think that that is really important. Whatever background you come from, I think that is something that you need to have control over. Every woman should do that. And if you can turn it into a business and if you can find ways to double it, you will be adding significantly to the GDP of the country. So I think that that is key right now.
All right. So financial stability, and then of course you're encouraging them to go in and be entrepreneurs. But Upasana, thank you so very much for joining us today, for your time. We wish you all the very best, for whatever's to come into your life in the next stages, and of course for the film and at the Oscars.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.